What's up? So welcome back. I'm going to show you how to make realistic skies. I'll put some examples up of what we're going to be making. So I've used pretty much any time there's a sky in my artwork. This is the technique that I use. So it's way better than an HDRI. You have the resolution is so much higher. It doesn't add any extra render time, and you have unlimited variation too. So this is pretty much the number one way to create skies, I think. Create is, I don't know if we're actually creating it, we're just using it, but let me show you this technique. So it actually surprises me how many people don't know how to do this. So this is a fundamental thing that pretty much everyone should know how to do. So let's just get into this. What you do is, you can probably see what's going on here already. I'll just toggle this on and off. Basically what this is you add an image plane in the back, you put a picture of an actual sky onto it and line it up, and that's it. There's a bit more to it than that. I'll show you some cool tricks to get this to look better. So let me do this from scratch so you can see how you do this. So first of all, this is the scene I'm in right now. It's just the Blender sky texture. So this is just running into here. That's all it is. This works with an HDRI too. So sometimes I do use HDRIs, but I don't use it as the actual background in the file. I just use an image as a background. So the way you do this, you add a plane. Let's move it over here. Copy the rotation of the camera. So I'll shift select the camera, press Control C, and then hit copy rotation. I think you need to enable this add-on to be able to do that. So if you go to edit preferences, this comes with Blender. You don't need to download anything. Search for copy attributes, the copy attributes menu, check this box and then save the preferences. Just click this. And now anytime you open up Blender, you'll have this copy attributes menu add-on enabled. Okay. And so what it does is, it just brings up this. So say you have two objects, select one, shift select the other one, press Control C, and then you can copy the location, copy the rotation, copy the scale. So if I hit location, for example, it'll copy the location of this one to the one that's selected. Select this plane, shift select the camera, Control C, R for rotation, and it'll perfectly line up to the camera. Once I have that done, I'll actually parent it to the camera. So I'll shift select that camera again. So you select this, shift select the camera, Control P for parent, and then just choose this one, keep transform. So now anytime I move the camera, if I can select this, anytime I move the camera, that image plane will perfectly follow where my camera looks. So how do you do this? So we have the plane in the background. Right now it's just blank. All we have to do is create a new texture, find an image of a sky. I'll show you where to get these in a little bit, but find an image of a sky. So let me go into my skies folder. Let's do this one, the one I showed you earlier. And I'll run this into the emission color, and I'll also run it into the base color, because you can see it's reflecting a lot of light from the background and it looks kind of washed out and bad. And that's because our base color is white. So I'll just put that into the base color as well. And I find this is a nice balance of blending between, we're getting a little bit of the base color, so it's reflecting a bit of light from the environment, which is all blue right now, but we're also emitting light from this plane, so it's nice and intense. Now, there's two things you have to do here. One, you have to align the horizon of your image with the horizon of where your camera is actually looking. So in our file, we actually have a horizon line, and if the sky isn't matching up to that, it's going to look weird, and you're going to be able to tell that it's kind of a fake image that we're just using in the back here. So the way you do this, first of all, you can see the UV map is not lined up properly because it's a square here, but our UV map is a rectangle. So the easiest way to fix that is press U to bring up the UV unwrap menu, and then just press C on the keyboard to cube project it. So doing it fast is just tab A, U, C, and I use that for every single object, even spheres, cones, anything. I do that exact trick, just tab A, U, C, and that's how I UV unwrap literally everything. Okay, now what we have to do, line up the horizon. So this is the first thing, is line up the horizon. So you can see in our image, there is a horizon line, and we want to line that up with the horizon in our file. So it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's close, something like that, it's going to look good. As long as it's roughly where it needs to be, it's going to look good. Maybe I'll even go a little bit higher just to get a bit more of that. Okay, lovely. Now, the other thing we have to do is we have to match the direction of the light in the image to the direction of light in our file. So you can see here, the sun is coming from the left and it's hitting this object from the left side, but in the background, the sun is coming from the right and it's hitting the right side of the cloud and it's lighting up that side. So there's a mismatch between where the light is coming from in the image versus where it is in our actual file. So the easiest way to fix this, if you want to flip it, all you do is scale it by -1 on the x-axis. So I'll hit S, X, -1, and it flips it around. So you can see that's how you flip it around. So now that looks a lot nicer because the light in the image is coming from the left and it's matching the direction of the light in the actual 3D scene. So you always want to pay attention to that if you're using images, is where's the light coming from and does it match what's actually happening with my lights in the scene. So if I were to rotate the sun around and I was to bring it to this side, I would have to flip the sky around to match that so that it all matches up and looks real. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect either. You can see there, I just did it roughly and it looked fine. So as long as the light somewhat matches the direction, you're pretty much good to go. The elevation isn't as important, but just get it roughly right and it'll look good. What are some other things to watch out for? One is, if you rotate the sun around, let's just go this way. So now we're getting a shadow from this plane. We want to just disable the shadow. The way you do that is go to the object properties, scroll down to visibility, open up ray visibility, and then there's a shadow checkbox right here. Just uncheck that. And now you can see it gets rid of the shadow. Okay, so now we can have the sun at whatever angle we want and it won't cast a huge shadow over the whole scene. That's great. Okay, so where do you get skies like this for free? So there's two websites that I use. One is Unsplash, and the other one is Pexels, and I'll show you these websites. So if you go onto unsplash.com, and there's going to be a search bar when you get on here, just search for sky, and you basically have unlimited options that you can go through and download now. The other website is this one, Pexels. Same thing, just search for whatever you want here. These are all free, so you just search for whatever you want, and anything you find here is going to be free. You can just download it. What I'd recommend is you just go through this website or these two websites, find a bunch of skies that you think look cool, and then put them all, like download a bunch of them, put them all into a folder, call the folder skies, and then keep everything organized. Just so that now you can, anytime you want a sky in your scene, you can just go in, open up your folder of a bunch of skies, and then just choose the ones you want. I actually haven't organized this fully, so I should probably do that, but if I were you, I would just organize it from the get-go so that you don't have to worry about it later. Those are two options. There's a third option, which you can buy a pack of skies, like a premium pack of skies from somebody. I've seen a few different people offer those. I haven't really tried any of them because there's unlimited free options here. The only limitation with these is sometimes you zoom in and you'll find that the quality is not 100% good. So I don't know, if you need to create a really high-res image or need to zoom in on these for some reason, I'd recommend just buying a premium pack of skies because you'll get nicer quality than these. These are all like JPEGs, so sometimes the quality is a bit of a limiting factor, but I'd say like 99% of the time these will work fine. Go out and make some cool environments using this technique. Now you have the power of unlimited different skies that all look good, so go and use it to your advantage. Yeah, thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe here, turn on notifications, all that stuff, and yeah, I'll see you around. Peace.